everybody, how's it going? It's Tuesday night, April the 13th, I think. Yes, it is. It's April the 13th. This is Fandom Empire Live. Welcome to the show tonight. We got a fun one for you. It's a countdown list. It's a fun countdown list. If you're a Halloween fan, you're going to like the show. If you're an Elm Street fan, you might like the show. If you're a Friday the 13th fan, or if you heard this before, you might like the show. We have some business to take care of off the top. We're probably going to be ranting and using a bunch of language you probably don't want your children hearing. So if they're in range, then put them to bed. Put them to bed. Probably not going to want to hear this. Joining us tonight, fresh off of the Rick and Morty fan show, it's Mr. Kieran. How's it going, man? Kieran's muted. I got no audio from Kieran. No audio, Kieran. Still no audio, Kieran.
Sorry. I muted myself. Yeah, no, I had a good day. Had a pretty good day. Had a pretty good Rick and Morty show. And, I've been looking at the chat, and I'm with everybody in the chat. I want you to give us the damn poster, Sean. But I have the poster. It's right here. Comes out in November. That's right. Season 4 of Rick and Morty came out in November of 2019. That's the poster everybody wants, right?
I mean, oh man, give
us the poster, Sean.
Okay, for the record, just so nobody balloons here and blows up and goes on any fucking Mountain Dew-driven rages, we don't have the poster. I can tell you a poster leaked last spring. I don't even want to give details on it. We've given it on our Patreon stream in case it's accurate. So those of you that have been listening on Patreon for the last year or so may already know what the poster looks like. We'll find out if that's the poster or not. We've never said ironclad we know exactly what the poster looks like, other than we've seen a leak about a year ago, and which would make sense. And it could be the poster. We'll touch on all that poster goodiness in a second. Also joining us tonight, number 2 at Fandom Empire, wearing his Larry David glasses. It's Tommy B. What's happening?
Hey.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow. No, I'm kidding. Curb your enthusiasm, man.
I've only seen a few episodes of that show, but from what I do remember about it, it was quite humorous.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. How's it going?
Hanging in there, doing the best I can, as they say.
You're doing
How about you?
I'm doing, man. I'm doing. We're going to be doing some things and some stuff live here on YouTube.
Some things and some stuff.
Some things and some stuff.
Is this an NSFW stream?
Well, I mean, Johnny's on, so. And speaking of Johnny, or should I say Spirit Squad member number 6, how's it going, man?
Johnny was a Spirit Squad member. I'm just saying. The joke was right there.
I don't remember much about them other than they were cannon fodder for returning DX.
Oh, man. Sean, you should give yourself the horn for that one. That was pretty good. I didn't see it until you mentioned it.
That doesn't deserve a... He would have got the horn if he'd have made the Johnny joke. Because it's right there. It's like, it's low-hanging fruit.
You know the best part about
being... member of the group named Johnny.
You know the best part about being the host and the producer? I can give myself as many fucking horns as I want.
That doesn't mean you deserve the horns.
True.
The fans know when you deserve the horns, when you don't deserve the horns. And when you play the horns when you don't deserve them, the fans just be like, oh.
Yeah. We could all do that. You got the button?
How's it going, gents? Everybody doing good? We doing good? We ready for a fun show? How hard was it for everybody to put together their list?
Pretty hard. Pretty hard.
I'm second guessing myself still.
It was harder after I asked the question and you said no Malcolm McDowell. And then I was like, shit. So I had to throw out an entire list I'd already made and start fresh.
And it was exclusively Malcolm McDowell, right? You just had Malcolm McDowell, Loomis moments on there. Fuck that Donald Pleasance guy. What has he ever done, right?
It was probably about half McDowell, just because his performance might not have been as good, but he had more memorable moments, like, to me.
Oh my god!
I mean, for moments.
Here, let me do what the audience wants me to do right now.
No, I think you should more accurately give him the no.
We can't do that.
No.
That's giving away moments on list. We can't do that.
He was literally looking up at your box, kitty-cornered, and giving you the finger pointing up at you. That's hilarious. Good sense of direction, too, because I definitely would have screwed that up.
I'm getting good at this.
I don't care what you think. Fuck right off.
Well, this show has started in wonderful fashion, and why wouldn't it? Toronto Freddy, he sells the sizzle, not the steak. That was an honorable mention for me. It's going to be an honorable mention for me. I've told this story on air before. If you sit down on my toilet upstairs and you take a look to your right, on the wall is a picture of Malcolm McDowell as Loomis saying, I sell the sizzle, not the steak. And you got to look at it as you're taking a shit in my house. So
it's very weird that's weird, dude.
Sometimes you just got to put yourself out there and go and do it. Here's a troll in the chat. The V shape, which is no doubt I don't even remember Valentino. I don't really remember his name. I know. Where's our buddy Solid Saturn? He could remind him. Let's dive into that. We're gonna talk about the trolls that are going on in the channel here for a second, and I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, don't give them attention." It's not giving them attention because we're talking about it for the sake of the people that tune into this channel on a regular basis and don't want to hear shit from them. And yeah, sorry, bear with me a moment, guys.
If you got to gather your stuff, we could talk about how pathetic they are while you're doing that.
Well, Kieran, you've been front seat for some of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just, to be honest, like, I understand the trolls like attention. I understand they like to come on here and think that they're going to get something. But I just think the thing that I don't understand is that they waste so much time coming on here for no reason, unless they really like the show, and they give us views, and they, help our channel, and they have nothing to do with their lives. That's just really pathetic that you spend a lot of time coming on here, watching something you obviously don't like, with a show host apparently you don't like either, and you think you're going to get something, but you haven't yet, so why would you? It's not going to be able to get any farther, so I honestly, it's just really pathetic. Like, for the trolls that are here, they really just need to think about how silly their life is for them to have to spend that much time logging in and getting across a message that will say, like, oh, someone's fat and they smell. Like, I don't get the appeal of that. Don't you have something better to do with your time? Like, I have a hard time scheduling my time for something I like, which is coming on here. Like, sometimes it's hard for me to make it here to do something I really love to do, let alone do something I don't like to do, which is, like, I'm not going to go watch fucking, like, a show. Like, I'm not going to go watch Friends for 3 hours because I don't like the show Friends. So why would someone come and watch this for several hours if they don't have anything better to do. Like, that's just really pathetic. I don't understand why that person wouldn't go figure something else to do with their time.
Our boy Frank in the chat says they love your guys' reactions, and normally I would agree with that. And sometimes in the past they've been able to look. I've been called every fucking name in the book. Boys, girls, whatever you are out there. This is to the trolls. Am I a fat white Canadian male? You bet your ass I am. But the guy to my that way, my left, but right on the screen, I don't know, can tell you that this guy right here has played basically every fucking sport imaginable growing up, and not just for pickup either. I have been taunted and called names and had things said to me way worse than what you will ever do in this little chat thing. It doesn't bother me what you say about me at all. I don't care if you think I have fucked up teeth or if I'm a fat white Canadian male. It doesn't bother me one fucking bit at all. So keep on keeping on that. You know what bothers me, though, is when a normal troll be looking for the reaction, like Frank has said. We've all done some sort of trollish thing in our lives, more than likely. However, when you move to blackmail, when you move to threatening someone's family and posting their address online, you're no longer just a troll. You're a scumbag piece of shit hiding behind a keyboard. Really easy to be a keyboard warrior who, if you weren't hiding behind a keyboard and we were face-to-face having this conversation, you'd be picking your teeth out of your asshole. There's a limit. Troll, that's fine. Leave families out of it, fuckheads. You know what else you can leave out of it? Is coming into the chat and trying to spoil a movie for the rest of the people in here that show up and allow us to entertain them for, a few hours a week, for a couple days a week. Whether it's the Rick and Morty fan show, FNN, unannounced shows coming, or Fandom Empire Live, we get it. You're upset. You don't have some access to things that we do. You're on, what is it? Reddit. You're Reddit. Frank Reger says, not me, I'm better than everyone. Frank is better than everyone. There's limits. And I understand that you keyboard warriors out there may not know where they are. But believe me when I say it's not hard to figure out who you are or where you are if you keep crossing that line. There is such a thing as getting in legal shit for doing stuff online. And you've been warned. However, to the audience here that has to put up with this shit, and guys like Frank and myself and Matt Whitfield and Tommy and Kieran and Jade and Toronto Freddy and even Johnny, who I realize is not in the chat, and we do our best to take down nonsense they post. The problem is, I want to warn everybody now, is they've been posting some spoilers in the chat, which is not good. Don't fucking ruin the movie for everybody else just because you don't like me or you don't like Johnny's hat. None of us like Johnny's hat. It's okay. Except for maybe Matt Whitfield. But, does that really count? Don't ruin the movie for others. Because what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up having to have chat only open to members. Which means to everybody out there in the chat who might not like this, I'm not saying we're going to do it, but we're definitely talking about it, where you'd have to pay $1 a month to be able to participate in the chat. It's a YouTube option. It's to limit trolls since they don't allow you to ban IPs. And we might have to do that if they keep doing that. Because at least Kieran deletes Johnny's comment.
Well, that's just
and then
rude.
Times him out. It is childish, Freddie. We don't want to do that. We have a Patreon for a reason. The people that use it, we appreciate it. On Sunday, we did Camp Haddonfield. This upcoming Sunday's Lampkin Lane. The following Sunday's Fandom Empire Underground. I don't want to charge for people just to participate in a YouTube chat. I don't. We appreciate the super chats, which, by the way, are open right now and go a long way to supporting this channel. It allows shows like these ones and FNN and Rick and Morty and unannounced shows to continue operating on the channel at the level they do. So at any time during the show, if you want to have your thoughts read on air, question, comment, we'll read it, send in a super chat. But what the member program does is if these fuckheads who have no balls whatsoever come in here and try to pull their shit, then they got to pay $1. And every single time we remove that account, if they want to come do it again, they got to pay another $1 and another $1 and another $1. You see what I'm getting at here? We don't want to do that because it's not fair to so many of you. And we know that not everybody has the same financial situation. It is what it is. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We don't want to have to do it. But again, I don't care if someone comes in here and bashes me. That's fine. They can sit here and call me a liar. We had them last week say that we never filmed anything for Haddonfield The Vanished, and the very next day, just in spite of them, we're like, oh yeah, by the way, we didn't film anything for Haddonfield The Vanished. Here's some shit right here. And look at this. Don't remove that. Nobody remove that for a second. We're gonna read this fuck's message. You know we leak spoilers. Oh, Jade! God damn it! Anyways, their shtick there was basically they're full of crap and we steal from patrons. I'm gonna squash everything that they say right now, right here in about 2 minutes. Number one, if you don't think we get shit right, why are you still tuning into the channel? We have gotten a lot of shit right, not just Halloween. If you look at the Scream thing we posted in the Fandom Empire Den today, we literally were talking about it on this channel 2 months ago, about alternate endings and alternate beginnings. This guy right here, like, hello, Mask Maker Mike, Spooky Clemente deserves some credit for that, though. In terms of stealing from patrons, no. People choose to be patrons, jackasses. If they want to... No, Frank, it doesn't work that way, man. You see, I know Frank can't see my screen, but you can click hide this user. They go and create new accounts, Frank. It's not just one and done. Again, I'm more worried about people like Frank and other people who have not had the movie spoiled for them, having the movie spoiled for them just because there's a bunch of fuckheads who are mad that a script leaked for a movie that they can't get their hands on, and that may or may not be real, by the way, as we've said, and they resort to blackmail and, you know, petty thievery, and just it's stupid and ridiculous, and I want to say a lot more than that, but I got to be careful with what I can say because the same thing applies to all of us as applies to them in terms of what you say online. Johnny, I know you in the past, I don't think we've heard it on YouTube, have a good rant in you or two. Do you have anything to say to these fun individuals before we get to the Loomis countdown, which, by the way, I think we have a list from our buddy Matt Whitfield. I think we have a list from Frank Riker for tonight's show as well. But yeah, Johnny, anything on these fucking ignorant pigs?
I mean, it comes down to 4 words: get a fucking life. If spoilers for a movie are that important to you, go sit on somebody's desk at the studio. Like, go pick at them. Go bug them. They know shit. We don't know shit. Like, yeah, we're pretty good. You know, we have a high accuracy rating for things we predict and things we hear from people who know people who hear things. And yeah, of course, everybody in this line of entertainment cultivates friendships with people who tell us things that we're not supposed to know, that they're not supposed to know, that we then share with people who shouldn't know. But, you know, like, if you're going to be a troll, do it somewhere else. Like, we don't have time for that. We don't have patience for that. There's a fine line between being funny and not funny. You know, that's a big, bright line that if you're being a troll, don't cross it. If you want to be funny and you want to make fun of us and the things we say and the way we look and how we act, go for it. Because like Sean said, we've heard worse from other people. You know, we say worse things to our own friends than you guys say to us. It doesn't bug us, you know, and that's fine. That's all in good-natured fun. But don't cross the line to being personal. Like, that's just, you know, like, come on. Have some respect for yourself. You know, like, Halloween is not important enough to be that kind of person. If Halloween is an important enough franchise that you're willing to risk legitimate, you know,
jail time,
and things like that, dude, you need to take a look in a mirror and take a long, hard look at yourself, because your life's pathetic, bro. Like, it's as simple as that. Your life is pathetic if spoilers are that important to you and the things we say are that important to you. You know, we do this for fun. We do this for our jollies. You know, we do this because we enjoy it. But it's because we enjoy it. And people like you don't make it fun. And eventually you're going to start driving people like us away and into other places where, you know, the people that truly enjoy us and enjoy the things we say are still going to come because they still exist. And like, the Patreon thing is simple. Like, unless you yourself are a patron, you have no idea what we provide to our Patreon subscribers. You know, to the people who provide us the funds that keep this channel alive and the things that we do. You have no idea what we do for them or how we treat them, how we act with them, unless you are one of them. And if you are one of them, and if you don't like what we do, it's very simple to cancel your subscription.
Speaking of which, let me cut in here. And Max Elliott might be one of them too, Frank. So heads up, I don't know. It's usually someone that doesn't have a picture. I knew Barry was one of them right from the beginning. Toronto Freddy says, this one's going to get some horns too. Stop letting me give you permission to voluntarily steal from me on a monthly basis.
Amen, brother.
Look, do we have 10,000 people on Patreon? No, we don't. It usually ranges somewhere between 20 and 30, and that's fine. Because to get into our Halloween streams, it's not cheap. It's $13 a month. And by the way, if you're interested in doing so, shameless plug, www.patreon.com/FandomEmpire. Join today, because that's the way. No, we do a few shows a month over there. And when we were filming The Vanished, I acknowledged we weren't putting out enough Patreon content. So it's more of a matter, it doesn't bother me if they say bad shit about me. It doesn't get to me. It gets to me if they're saying stuff that has to do with my family. It gets to me when they're trying to spoil stuff for all of you, because we don't want to have to put the membership into tact, and we're not going to yet, but it is something we are considering for everybody's sake. So it is what it is. Tommy B, man, you've dealt with this for some time now. Usually you're the calm, cool, and collected one with the soft voice, unless you're going crazy. What do you got to say on this matter before we break into the real show, where we will reveal the Halloween Kills poster? Not.
So here's the thing. Looking back, I can't remember a time in my adult life where I've acted the way this individual is acting. In fact, even as a kiddo, I never acted the way this person is acting. You know, trolling, yeah, it's a joke. Maybe we all did a little bit of it when we were in like late elementary school or early middle school and junk like that. But this person is legit making different accounts and going onto the stream and getting them all banned. They got to have a generator or something that does them for them, because this is just too much. Like I can't even begin to comprehend the how, never mind the why.
I'm pretty sure they just want my dick.
Everything you folks have said, it rings true. It's like there has to be something better in your life that you want to do. Like, yo, who hurt you? Like, why you gotta come on our streams like this and try to make our lives like a little worse? Why you gotta come and try to spoil the film that we don't even like? Why? I can't even begin to comprehend it. Like, it's to a whole different degree that not only is it, irritating, it's unhealthy. Like, I would argue that there's cause to be concerned for this person. So Best thing I can say here
It's
is
a
I
group
hope at
of them,
some
it's
point
not
they
one.
get the help they need.
Yeah, to clarify, it is a group of them. It's not just one person. And
Well, then they need help. Yeah.
And our boy Solid knows more about them than we do, to be honest. Matt Whitfield sends in a $20 super chat. Appreciate the support on that level, Matt. He says, I want to see Sean hit someone so hard they're picking teeth up off the ground. That would give me as much satisfaction as seeing Tom Brady balled up in the fetal position on the field. Yeah, thankfully I haven't had to punch very many people in my life. I've gotten to hit people, whether it be football or hockey, or just flat out wrestling matches. But no, I think there are other answers to violence. Although if I needed to and I couldn't take them, I'll just take Kieran in and cheer on from the sideline. So we can do that. What's he got there?
This is a belt I won in a wrestling tournament.
Nice.
Woo!
Nice.
I just found it the other day.
Fun. Who's this Tony Grubb guy? I don't know him or Max.
He's Tony Grubb's a person who's been here before, I think.
Is he? Max says, take that hat off, Johnny. And he's spelling Johnny without the H the same way he spells Sean without an A. That's concerning, Max. You might be showing your cards. Anyways, there you have it. We don't want to have to do something like that, but if push comes to shove, we will. And because that will limit them from being able to do shit like that. So, yeah, I'm trying to pull up our show notes here, fellas.
I like this last comment here. You should shoot them 6 times.
I shot them 6 times. Yeah, good shit. All right, there's a show to get to. Here's what's on the show tonight. The ArcLight. Is there too much Star Wars coming in a short amount of time? What franchise is going to return to the big screen first? Friday the 13th or Elm Street? Yay or nay returns for the first time since Fandom Cantina back in the day. That's going to be fun. We got some delicious questions in yay or nay. And then we have the Loomis Top 5 list, some Q&A and more. If you want to have your say, send in a super chat. Support the channel on that level. We would love to have you. Fellas, let's start off with the ArcLight. Have any of you guys heard of the ArcLight Cinema? It's in Hollywood, California. It's a classic. It's like a dome cinema. They do a lot of special events there. Sadly, it has fallen victim to COVID times, and is going to be closing. And the amount of people, from Ryan Johnson to everybody at Collider to Mark Hamill himself, have expressed their condolences, and everyone seems real heartbroken about this place closing. I would ask though, if they were really that heartbroken, all these millionaires, maybe they should just sort of pitch in together and keep it open, but usually doesn't work that way. Are we going to see more cinemas close? Is this the beginning of it, even though the U.S. anyways seems to be opening up quite a bit? Johnny, should it be concerned that we're going to see more things like this close when something as big as the ArcLight closes down?
I mean, I'll admit I didn't really know much about the ArcLight other than, having seen it in certain films. It was in wasn't it in Tarantino's last movie? Right, that was the one that was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh man, that's a long movie, and I've only seen it once.
I only saw half of that movie because it sucked.
I mean, I want to say it was right because it was the big domey type theater-looking thing. So, but I mean, I googled it after you mentioned because I had no idea what the heck ArcLight even was. I didn't know the name or anything, and it seems like this is a company that owned the one thing in a few other small places and a small chain on the West Coast. So I'm not surprised that smaller chains, and I mean, you have to imagine that a place like that theater has an extremely high rent, being that it is a large venue in Hollywood. It's not cheap to just keep the property, I can imagine. So, turning it back over to the landowners, which is what I can see from the article from Deadline, That's what they've done. It's not surprising at all. I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised if some other chain takes up the lease on the venue and reopens it under their name. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I don't see the building itself going anywhere because it is such a popular location for films to shoot at, and I imagine it's probably a landmark site in the city. So I don't know exactly. I'm just kind of spitballing ideas, but I don't see it necessarily going anywhere itself. But is it concerning? No, not really, because the smaller chains aren't going to survive. I mean, unless you're an actual like giant chain, a national or international chain, you're going to have a hard time right now because, what started out as, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and now here we are a full, year and almost 2 months later from when things started that, yes, you can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel, but, for businesses like this, that light just might be a train and not an exit, so we'll see how this affects other places. I mean, it's not the first chain to be affected, and I'm sure it won't be the last.
Tommy, Kieran, either of you guys have anything you want to chime in on here on the ArcLight closing? And I know Kieran doesn't have any small-time movie theaters by him, but Tommy, how about you at your neck of the woods? Is there still small chain movie theaters, or is it all big stuff around you?
I've been saying this for past few months now. Maybe a year now. It's unfortunate. First, I'll begin by saying that theater's closing its doors. Wish something could be done, but like you say, that doesn't typically happen. So, as far as I know, in my neck of the woods, there were, as I've said in the past, like 2 theaters. One was chain, one was not. I think the one that was chain was a Regal. As far as I know, they are both closed. The Regal may reopen, may not. The other one, I believe they were looking for a new owner. I don't know whatever's happened with that. Maybe they found one, maybe they didn't. As far as I know, you got to go next couple towns over to go find a movie theater around here. We're going to be seeing more and more theaters closing. Maybe as more and more begins to reopen, new investors will crop up and throw some money around. Maybe we are beginning to see the changing of the industry as we know it. Formats need to change, offerings need to change first, but I think it could still go either way at this point.
We're going to move on here, guys, from the ArcLight to some Star Wars talk. I'm going to let you guys handle the Star Wars talk. I have to go check out something upstairs. There's about to be a lot of Star Wars coming, fellas, in the next, if you take, what are we now, April 2021? So in the next year and a half, between now and the end of 2022, we are supposedly supposed to get, you're looking at Bad Batch, you're looking at Andor, you're looking at Kenobi, Mando Season 3, the Book of Boba, Ahsoka, and more. Is that too much in only a year and a half? Take it away, fellas.
I think it is, but I think there's lots of Star Wars fans out there who can handle a lot more than me. As much as I do a Star Wars show, I have a Star Wars podcast with Aiden, who you guys have seen here. But as much as I'm a fan of Star Wars, I can definitely be oversaturated. Like, it's happened with Marvel for me. I still haven't watched Falcon Winter Soldier. I haven't started it. I have a couple episodes left of WandaVision. Obviously, it's been a little bit spoiled, but if the same thing happens to Marvel, it happens to Star Wars, that has happened to Marvel, where you get a few movies in a year usually, and now we're getting TV shows, and all this stuff happens. I think it can definitely be oversaturated, and they're definitely at risk of doing it. However, I do know there's lots of Star Wars fans who that's their thing, and that's the only thing that they really pay a ton of attention to. and they will be fine with consuming all of this content. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I think, as always, quality over quantity is the way I look at, any franchise that's putting out a lot of content on a weekly, monthly, or, however basis they're doing here. And, sometimes they hit the mark and sometimes they don't. I mean, I look at, it's not a genre to compare it to, but I compare it to Marvel versus pro wrestling. Pro wrestling comes at you every week with, right now the WWE puts out something like 11 hours of content per week. It's not all going to be good. In fact, a majority of it is not going to be good because you're pumping out so much of it, it's tiring on a creative staff. Whereas Marvel puts out more limited products. You've gotten 2 TV shows so far, with 2 more coming this year, so they're quarterly television series, and you've got multiple movies coming out in a year that are run by multiple creative staff, so that's how they keep it fresh. There's still one man at the top of the totem pole, but the branches are much more clearly defined, where it's more people working on less content versus less people working on more content, and that's where you get burnout and breakdown. So as long as it stays sort of in that genre or in that branch where it's clearly defined teams working on clearly defined projects, they should be fine. Now, that's not to say everything they punch out is going to be good. I mean, I'd say Marvel has a near perfect record for me. There's been 2 or 3 movies that have come out where I've been like, well, that was garbage. That was awful. I'd say 3 movies. Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, and Thor Dark World. Those are the 3 that I point out and be like, those were awful. So, it is what it is. And the TV shows they've done so far have been perfect. I've enjoyed them. I've watched all of WandaVision. I've watched every episode of Falcon and Soldier. Every Saturday I watch it with the family, and we're enjoying the crap out of it. So quality over quantity, and as long as that's the ratio you maintain, then I think you're great. And everything Star Wars has coming has clearly defined teams working on clearly defined projects. I mean, the crossover is going to be, does the Book of Boba Fett affect the success of the next season of The Mandalorian? Oh, that's going to be the question, because that's going to be the stats that cross over probably the most so far of the projects that we have. I mean, because I don't think we're expecting the Rangers of the New Republic for quite some time. So, again, we'll just have to wait and see. But as long as it's quality over quantity, I'm here for this.
Tommy, what do you think are you getting your fill of it yet, Star Wars?
I mean, can't really be getting my fill if we haven't been getting much for a while. Honestly, I would really love to have Star Wars throughout the year, if that would be something workable. Get a little bit, get a series here, an episode a week, take a few weeks, a month or so break, come back, get another series, so on and so forth throughout the year. Do I think getting inundated is bad? I think getting inundated only once is bad. I'd like to see these Disney Plus offerings expand to the point where we're getting Star Wars regularly. I recognize that's not necessarily realistic. It's probably not going to happen. We haven't been let down yet, in my opinion. There have been some minor-ish disappointments with the offerings we've been given, but honestly, I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Bad Batch.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. Well, now that I'm back, I didn't really hear what you guys had to say, but here's my take on it. I love Star Wars. When Disney got Star Wars, I was so excited for all this Star Wars. And I forget where I said this. I think I said it on our Patreon stream. And this isn't just The Last Jedi or The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, when you look at Star Wars as a core, I found myself sitting there this weekend. And just I didn't watch any Star Wars, but I really just got thinking about those first 6 movies. And I know some people are not prequels guys. But like, it's just not the same. It's not. I like it. I enjoy it. Some of it I don't like. Some of it I do like. Some of it I like a lot. But it just doesn't feel the same. It's not as enjoyable as the first 6 movies. And I like, to be clear, I like The Force Awakens better than some of those movies. But just on a pure Star Wars enjoyment level, I found myself going, you know what? It's just not the same Star Wars. And does that mean I'm not going to watch what's coming? Of course I'm going to watch what's coming. But I think going forward, the best thing I can do to not have movies like this happen or Rise of Skywalker experiences is to have is to not expect it to be old Star Wars, because it's probably never going to be old Star Wars again. Even this Kenobi show, I know people are like, "Oh, I can't wait to get some more Revenge of the Sith." I don't think it's going to be anything like that, right? It's going to be something different. There'll be you'll see some flashes like Han in The Force Awakens with Obi-Wan and Anakin in this show for sure. But it's not going to be like that. It's just not that anymore. And I think so I have more enjoyment. I just need to just not set expectations anymore and realize that this is a different Star Wars, and I'll enjoy some of it and I won't enjoy others. And I kind of kicked myself in the ass for not having that outlook on it earlier. Do you guys have any takes on that whatsoever or thoughts on that?
No, I think you're...
Yeah. I'm in total agreement. It's not the same as when I was a kid, but I do understand that a lot of that is the fact that I was a kid, and things can go on a excitement on a bananas level when you're a kid, where when you're an adult, only cocaine does that. So, I've never done cocaine. Anyways,
tell me about Coke, man. I've been waiting all my life to hear.
Excited for something, and it can be the highest high, and it's hard when you're an adult to get that excited about something, because you can pick it apart and see lots of silly things in it, and there's no way I would have been picking apart lines when I was a kid, which is why, I'm a person who doesn't like the prequels that much, and a lot of it was I was almost an adult when they came out, and at least old enough to be like, oh my god, that line was terrible. But when I was a kid, I wasn't like, oh man, like that line sucked. I would never think that. I thought the characters were people, and I was really into it, and I think as an adult it's hard to get that back. But the movies that are really good, the movies that I put on my masterpiece list, and the movies that I really enjoy are the ones where I watch them and then I just wake up at the end and go like, man, that was a fucking amazing movie. Sometimes I have to see the movie again. I remember when I first saw the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, and you got to understand that this was before we had oversaturation crazy movies. Like when that movie came out, I remember just waking up at the end and being like, ugh. And my brother was like, what'd you think of the movie? And I was like, I don't know. I need to see it again. Like, I loved it so much. And I was like, what went on there, though? Like, I need to see that again. I was just sucked in so much and enjoyed it so much. And only certain movies can do that. So, and not a Star Wars movie since the original trilogy has quite done that for me. I know Force Awakens was close. There were parts of The Last Jedi there were parts of that movie that did it for me, and not at all in The Rise of Skywalker. I was basically critiquing it the whole time I watched it, and I didn't ever get sucked in. I didn't ever really, lose myself in the movie. But that's how I feel. The original trilogy, I could watch it and just like stare in amazement at what was going on, and can't quite do that with any of the other movies.
I'll even go, I do like the prequels as much as some of the original trilogy films, but in terms of that feeling that you get with the OT, that nostalgia. Like, again, some people might think that I'm closed-minded for saying this, but like, we're never going to see Empire again. I'm not even, like, Return of the Jedi is my least favorite of the original trilogy. We're never going to have a film that feels like that again. We're just not, in my opinion. So I don't know. I think.
Tell you what. Next time a new Star Wars movie comes out, we'll get some cocaine. We'll go watch it. See if that does it.
Just gonna coke up, man. Not like that can affect either one of our jobs or anything, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I really hope neither of my employers are watching this.
Oh man,
Kieran, can you come in for a random drug test tomorrow?
I meant the bottled Coke. Clearly. Frank Riker says, "Can anyone hear me banging my head against the keyboard?"
For about the last 5 minutes. That's what that was?
Yeah, totally. I don't know. It is what it is. Let's change the topic here. Let's move into... Oh, my God. Saturn, you're going to make me bang my head against the keyboard for real, man. Just remember, we didn't say that. Okay, so...
Why you got to do that?
One of the questions we've gotten a lot in the months, doing this here is, when will Friday the 13th go back to cinemas? Obviously, there's a lawsuit going on there. When will Nightmare on Elm Street go back to cinemas? That one could, go back much quicker than Friday, but it doesn't mean that it will. So my question to you guys is, and you were given a little bit of homework earlier today, is what one do you think goes back to the big screen first and why? And Johnny, we know you like to go on a little bit, so let's just get you done and out of the way first.
I mean, I think for me the answer is extremely simple, and it's Nightmare on Elm Street, because, I do not see the court case coming to a conclusion anytime in the next... I figure it's going to be at least 5 years. And that irritates the crap out of me, but with the way, the court systems have kind of crawled to a halt in the last year due to, of course, the world we currently live in, and, there's going to be, once the decision is decided, no matter who wins or who loses, there's going to be appeals, and that's going to take, a year or two to run through the appellate process. By the time we actually have a firm answer, thanks to the loveliness that is the U.S. court system, it's going to be at least 5 years, is my guess, based on where we are in the process right now. So I don't think there's any chance they get one out faster. I mean, Friday the 13th, you're going to be waiting a while, and that sucks because I do enjoy it. But, Nightmare on Elm Street, I think they're just waiting for, the process, for the bad taste to get out of the fans' mouths, and... I think they're kind of waiting for the right people to belly up to the bar with a story, with a plan, and the big thing is recasting Freddy, because I love Robert Englund, but and he is Freddy Krueger, and he always will be Freddy Krueger, but you need somebody else to step in, and it's.
If I may for a second, and I know you probably disagree with this, but Matt Whitfield and I spoke about this on the Patreon stream. Is I didn't mind Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy. That's not why that movie's terrible.
Oh, the problem wasn't Jackie. The problem was the material.
But so many people look at it and go, it's his fault. It's like, what? How about the countless TV actors you put in it that have no big screen experience, the terrible script, and oh, man. It's the same people that blame Anakin, or that blame Hayden Christensen for the performance of... So it's Kieran. It's fucking Kieran.
He's a bad actor.
No,
he's not in any good movies.
You've just not seen his good movies, and
they don't put him in movies for a reason.
For the record, he's been offered plenty of movies and turned them down. So
his IMDb is like half a page. He doesn't have a lot of movies because people don't like him.
All right, so tell me this, Kieran. Don't look either. You got to answer like within 3 seconds. How many movies has he been in?
I'm gonna say like 15, 18.
Try 40.
So 40's not that much.
I had 39, says IMDb.
Well, I don't know if that includes Kenobi or not, but yeah. So 39.
Well, if I name my top 50 actors, all of them have been in more movies than that.
Okay. I like Hayden, but he's not making my top 50 actors list either. But that doesn't mean he's a bad actor.
He's bad. He's terrible. He's so terrible.
You're blaming him for bad writing, and that sucks because it's not his fault. George wrote the character to be a whiny bitch, and Hayden did that.
I understand that point of view. I really do. There's lots of bad lines, but there are actors in the Star Wars movies who pull off bad lines because they're good actors.
Yeah, but all of the lines are bad.
Lots and lots of Mark Hamill's lines are bad.
What? Maybe in The Last Jedi. Holy fuck.
I don't know how to respond to that for a multitude of reasons. Because one, Mark Hamill, I love Mark, but when the original trilogy happened, he wasn't a great actor yet. He hadn't found his chops. He was good, but he wasn't great yet. He didn't truly become great until he found his niche as a voice actor.
Lawrence Kasdan did a lot of the writing.
It's not as bad as Anakin. It's not as bad as Hayden's lines. They're so bad.
You Hayden's lines are awful.
I love George, and as a director, I think he's great. He's very visionary as a director. As a writer, the dude sucks balls.
Oh, he's a visual storyteller. He said that all of his life. And
oh my god,
I'm telling you. You're suffering from a bias here, and everybody else sees it but you.
What's the bias?
The bias is against Hayden, man. You just assume he's terrible. I'll tell you what. If he doesn't make something come from Kenobi, and I don't know how much he's going to get, because I think most of it's going to be behind the mask, but I'm sure we're going to get some Clone Wars flashbacks. And I'm 99% sure we're going to get Vader without his helmet on, probably talking to Kenobi. I think it's going to be
we're going to have to, because otherwise it's just going to be James Earl Jones, right? And we're not going to be able to judge Hayden.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how much they want to keep going back to James Earl Jones. He's not exactly sounding like Vader anymore. So.
Oh, I mean, he's got to be, almost 90 at this point?
What movie did he do with Jessica Alba? I'm not even entirely sure.
Hayden?
Of that, yeah. That's not Jumper.
Recently, or okay. I don't honestly know.
He was fantastic in American Heist. Plays the role very well. And the movie Awake and Shattered Glass are two really, really great movies where he's very strong in them.
Life as a House is also great. It was Awake. It was Jessica Alba.
Awake? Okay, yeah. That's a long time ago, though. So
yeah, and Life as a House is another one that doesn't get a lot of love.
Shattered Glass was great.
It was.
It's a very deep movie. It's a slow burn, but yeah. My point is, there's more to it than just Hayden. Hayden absolutely wears some of what happened. I don't think it's all George.
No, it's not all George, but you can only make so much chicken salad out of so much chicken shit, and that was a lot of George's writing.
Harrison Ford once said, you might be able to type this shit, George, but you can't say it. It's literally on like every fucking behind-the-scenes thing Star Wars has ever released. Let's just keep recycling that Harrison Ford clip because it's funny. And
it's true, but I mean, it proves the point, though, right? I mean,
we got a super chat in here from our buddy Jay Ryan, who says, where did it go? It's somewhere here.
He asked for a flashback for how Michael got the coveralls. Or something about that.
Oh, I think he means, so if they did a flashback of that, I think he wants to see how Michael got the coveralls. Well, no, that wouldn't make sense. Hang on.
Yeah, that's what he said.
We know.
Yeah, I want to see how Michael gets his overalls in a flashback. Not really a question, just a statement.
Michael wants to see how he gets his coveralls in a flashback. I think he means coveralls there. You don't need to. We see where he gets it from in the in the OG film. I believe the guy is in 78 film. We see the truck and the pack of cigarettes or the matches that Loomis sees, and you see the dead guy in his underwear. Like, I think we already know where the coveralls come from.
It's presumed. I mean, unless the guy's just driving around in his underwear, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I mean, stranger things have happened, right?
And then I got to give my boy Jay some more love because he says, where is he here? He had me like fucking dying when Johnny was on his explanation. He says, Hayden is hot. That's all that matters. He floods my basement.
Wow. That's...
Maybe he just wants to see Michael rip the clothes off someone then.
That can be arranged. Join our Michael Myers OnlyFans today.
That's the second week in a row we promoted that. It might actually have to be a thing.
Johnny,
have you ever heard of this thing called a copyright law?
Johnny, have you were you done with your point? I know I interrupted you with the Jackie Earl Haley bit for a bit, but should we move on?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much done with it. It's going to be Nightmare on Elm Street before we see Halloween, before we see Friday the 13th.
If it's Nightmare Before Halloween, something has gone really wrong.
You suckered me with that switch to Halloween there. That just made me start thinking about it. But yeah, we will see another Friday the 13th. Oh, God, now I can't even think straight. Nightmare Before Friday, period.
Tommy, how about you? What's coming first, Nightmare or Friday?
Nightmare.
Same reasons?
I don't foresee the court case getting wrapped up. I mean, there are multiple
Someone
suits.
may have to die first. It sounds terrible.
There are multiple suits. So.
I mean, but then you're left with the families who are still going to fight over it. So even that
families are easier to buy with money. I still think at the end of the day, someone needs to come in and buy them both out. Someone who has confidence they can make a lot of money out of this franchise and just buy both sides out. And just
I don't know if you've ever heard of the
from
studio
being on boards and things like that. I think there's more hunger to see Friday the 13th first. Like, I think people will be more excited for Friday the 13th. I'm not among them. I would rather see a Freddy movie first, but I think if we, had a large poll of all the horror fans in the world, Friday the 13th would probably win by a bit.
I think because Friday the 13th has less... There's no one... Jason. Like anybody can put on the mask and the suit as long as they're big and bulky enough. Just the same as Michael Myers. Anyone can do that as long as they can, get that menacing walk. It's nobody else.
And all the guys do it a different way too.
Well, yes, but I'm saying that's easier to work around. Like that's not a big deal. As long as you're big, bulky, and can walk in a menacing fashion, you can play Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees.
Which is a good segue into what we're doing next, because you can do that without it, but movies without Loomis are just...
I thought you were high on 2018. It doesn't really have Loomis in it.
I like 2018, but everything in between is not as good. The movies with Pleasance in them, even 5 and 6, are better to me than everything in between 2018.
Isn't there only 3 Pleasance-less movies?
And they're probably they're close to my bottom 3.
No. I'm not counting the
Rob
the zombies, obviously, because they have their own Sam.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, there's 3, and if you count H3, then there's 4.
But I mean, we can't really count H3 because that's a.
I never count that.
Yeah.
No. Alrighty. For me, I think the majority of people want to see Friday more than Elm Street back. But for me personally, I want to see Elm Street come back. Not like, I know people are like, let's just get Robert Englund back for one more film. And it's like, no, that's going backwards. Then it'll be another 20 years before you see another movie. Let's start new with someone new. I even liked some of the ideas that were in the the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and they were just horrifically executed. Frank wants to know if anyone else is just as upset as he is about Johnny disappearing into the 4th dimension.
No,
because
4th dimension is a great place to visit every now and again.
The hat disappears. The hat disappears. Tommy, have you seen any of Elm Street yet, or just Halloween and Friday, man?
Been years, but
Years?
nothing recently as well. So,
Kieran?
What?
When's the last time you seen Elm Street movies? Has it been a while?
I watched 3 and 4. I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago, and that's it. I watched all of the Friday movies around the same time, like 3 or 4 months ago. I watched all of them, and I watched 2 Freddy movies.
Nice. Nicely done. All right, guys, we're going to shift gears yet again. It's time. You guys have been waiting for this. The return of Yay or Nay. Yay or Nay is a fun little game that we used to play a long time ago. I think Tommy would have been involved in a few of them. So I have the questions in hand, and I will ask these wonderful individuals, yay or nay. Now, if it's a big yay, they can be like, because, but don't go on any long rants. Keep it short, like a sentence for your yay or nay. All right, gentlemen, first up, you don't have to do this anymore, but when I was a kid, I would put, sorry, I was reading something. When I was a kid, I used to put ketchup on my spaghetti. Ketchup on spaghetti. Yay or nay? Tommy B.
fuck nay.
Chat too. Let's get the chat participating in this. Yay or nay? Ketchup on spaghetti.
I come from mostly Italian maternal side. That's fucking grounds for like heresy. Fuck.
Johnny, yay or nay?
I told you it
Ketchup
was
on
disgusting
spaghetti.
when we were kids. It's still disgusting now. Nay.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore. Kieran, ketchup on spaghetti. Yay or nay?
That's disgusting.
Jay Ryan says nay. Toronto Freddy says nay. All right, let's move on to number 2. Matt Whitfield says yay. Matt, living life on the dangerous side.
Like disgusting side.
Man, Michael Q, buddy, you've been around a while, but that's the 3rd fucking time you've asked that tonight. Let's knock that off. And by the way, we know there was a fake Michael Q in here a week ago, but that does seem like Michael Q. Question number 2 of 5. Here we go. Veggie pizza, no meat, just veggies, yay or nay? I'm hard yay on this. Tommy B?
I'll take it. Yay.
Yay. Yeah. Johnny?
Nay.
Why is that?
If I want a salad, I'll eat a salad. If I want a pizza, I'll eat a pizza.
Okay. Fair, I guess. Kieran?
I'm a big fan of bruschetta pizza, so...
Well, I don't think that counts for the purpose of this.
Why doesn't that count?
Well, because it's not the same thing. There's, like...
You can
That's
walk
classic Italian.
No, you can walk into a Pizza Nova right now, just down the road from where you are, by the way, and they will have bruschetta pizza slices waiting for you. Like, they literally have Johnny spelt out in the bruschetta. No, I'm kidding. But they do have bruschetta pizza slices. Fuck.
I mean, when I think bruschetta, I don't think it doesn't compare to a pizza quite the same way because it's typically smaller. Traditionally, it's smaller Italian loaf bread, not pizza.
No, I get bruschetta on my Pizza Nova pizza. It's
I'm not saying
real
you can't.
pizza with just bruschetta on it.
Okay, if we're saying like bruschetta pizza, then still it's the same thing. No, I don't bruschetta. I'll get real bruschetta.
All right. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I've seen one fucked up guy do this, and there's a couple of them in this one. Brussels sprouts on your hamburger, yay or nay? Tommy B.
Nay.
He's just like, is this a real thing? Okay. Nay. Yeah, no. Hard no for me. I hate Brussels sprouts. I hate the smell of them. Make me want to puke. Hard nay.
I don't need them in my life, let alone my burger.
Yeah. Sorry, burgers.
I mean,
yeah. Oh no, Johnny! No,
it's not a hard nay for me.
Oh,
Brussels sprouts
no.
if they are prepared properly, there's nothing wrong with Brussels sprouts. But they have to be prepared properly. It's like a lot of other vegetables. If you make Brussels sprouts in like a bacon and onion, fry that up properly together, it's good. Not many other ways to do it. So I mean, I can't inherently write it out, but it does not sound appealing to me. So I guess nay, but it's not a hard nay. If you do it, you're not a monster. You've clearly never had them prepared properly.
No, I've had every type of Brussels sprouts, man. Every type. And it's no, I'm sorry, just no. Frank. Alrighty. This one's a weird one. I've never tried it. I don't think I will, so I'm going to go nay on it. But a peanut butter and jam barbecued hot dog on a bun. Yay or nay? Peanut butter jam barbecued hot dog on a bun. Tommy B?
Absolutely nay.
Peanut butter and jam not with a hot dog? No?
Wait, peanut butter and jam without a hot dog?
No, with the hot dog on the bun. Barbecue.
Yeah, absolutely nay. No, never. Why? Who is giving you these lists?
Nobody. Kieran, peanut butter and jam on a hot dog.
Oh, are we done? Johnny's opinion? Sorry. All right. Okay, we're back.
Frank is like, where the fuck are we coming up with this shit? Wait till we hit the grand finale, man.
I can't imagine peanut butter and jelly with meat mixed in. So, but I think I'd try it.
Okay, so is that like a meh?
I haven't tried it, so I can't say like yay, but
I haven't tried it.
I guess I'll say yay for the fact that I would try it.
I would try it if there was something in it for me to gain. Otherwise, I don't think I could go down that route.
The thing you could gain was a food that you liked that you didn't know existed.
I need more than that. Johnny?
I mean, I've had peanut butter and jam on a burger before, and it was all right. So,
all right. That's the show, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week. And continue.
So, I mean, I guess I'm the same as Kieran. As Kieran. I've never tried it, but I'm not going to say no to it.
All right, final one. I'm ashamed to admit it that it was my uncle that tried this. Mustard on a donut. Yay or nay? Mustard on a donut. I think his was plain, but let's just say any donut. Mustard on a donut. Yay or nay? Tommy B.
Nay.
I guess it could be any type of mustard too. A Dijon or a honey. Or
nay.
Whatever. Nay. All right. Kieran?
Nay.
I don't think those things go together.
Yeah, my uncle's pretty fucked up. Good man, but pretty fucked up. Johnny?
I mean, for the purposes of this, are we discounting like burgers with donuts as the buns? Like you'd get it like a fair?
Oh, I can't have bruschetta pizza.
No, I'm saying like if we're counting that, then okay. But like if I'm just going to Tim Hortons and I'm buying a donut and putting mustard on it, that's just hard no.
Jay says, how can you admit being related? May or may not be Ray's dad. Oops, did I just say that? Anyway, that's a hard fucking nay for me. And yeah, where do you get off with this fucking fair donuts as buns, but Kieran can't get away with bruschetta pizza? Who are you, sir? I
am me.
You're right. You're Spirit Squad Johnny. Frank says, 2 girls in 1 cup. Yay or nay? That's a hard yay. Hard yay.
I made it about 10 seconds into that, so.
Alrighty. Matt Whitfield sends in a super chat. Chicken ramen, tuna fish, crushed nacho cheese Doritos, melted cheese, and pickle juice. Yum.
Is that in one thing?
If that's one thing, sir, that is a hard nay for me.
Yo, it's about like 10:30 Eastern. I'm about ready to throw the fuck up. We need to get on to a new fucking topic.
You said you weren't going to do that. You said you weren't going to do that.
That is not what I said. Motherfucker, you trying to make me throw the fuck up all over my Mac. You gonna owe me a new motherfucking Mac.
All right. Next topic.
We're not.
I hate to say
Johnny
it, guys.
said
I don't
that
know
he
if
was going to rap for us earlier before the show.
I did not say that.
I don't know if Yay or Nay is going to leave either. We'll probably have it back.
Come on, hit it, Johnny.
Shawarma, yay or nay? Toronto Freddy. Nay, I'm not a shawarma guy. Kieran's a yay. Johnny?
I'm a yay.
Tommy?
Honestly, I would probably eat it, but I don't think I've had it before.
I've had it once. It wasn't a very good experience.
And you got to get it from a good place. Like, I've had it where it's just awful.
See, Johnny has all the good places. He has the good shawarma place. He has the good place to prepare Brussels sprouts, apparently. Everywhere Johnny goes is good, but the rest of us are just shit.
Johnny has good taste.
Man.
Well, Johnny has good taste for Johnny. I mean, good taste for Johnny is not good taste for Sean.
Clearly.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Whatever floats your boat, sir. All right, guys, it's time for the list. Here we go. The list of Loomis. The Loomis list. The Loomis is a list. A top 5 list of Loomis moments right now. That was my Doug Ford impression. All right, here we go.
No, that can't be. That was too coherent.
Yeah, true.
It made sense.
Let me pull up my list here, gents. We'll go clockwise, one at a time. So we'll go me, Johnny, Tommy, Kieran. Here we go. We're going to start at number 5 for me from Halloween 5. It's the scene where Loomis uses little Jamie as bait for Michael. He literally holds Jamie, who's just terrified for her life, up to Michael. Is like, come and get her. Like, Loomis is just, say what you want about Halloween 5, but by the time Halloween 5 comes around, Loomis has just moved all of his chips into the middle and said, fuck it. If I have to be a crazy batshit old man to get this thing done finally, I'm going to be a crazy batshit old man.
It's the epitome of I've had enough of this shit.
So number 5 for me is, Tony Grubb says, Mountain Dew, I say yay. I like Diet Dew. That's just me, bud. Interesting that Frank Riker brought up Mountain Dew. I mean, we know the trolls have been bringing up Mountain Dew left and right. So, yeah.
I do the Dew on occasion.
You do the Dew?
I do the Dew.
And the funny thing is, they must have watched a video where I had Mountain Dew in it, because I hardly ever have Mountain Dew. It's not a go-to.
It's very true. It's a very unusual drink for you.
You know, someone's like, hey, you drink too much chocolate milk.
That's
Guilty.
a fair statement.
Guilty. Very guilty. But anyways,
you drink too much root beer. Probably a fair statement.
Definitely used to. Not.
I mean,
not
of
so
soda
much
drinks
anymore,
that, I mean, I don't know. It's always been your go-to.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Root beer is my favorite soda, but I don't drink too much of it anymore. So, Halloween 5 though is number 5 for me. Loomis using Jamie Lloyd as bait.
Are we doing one at a time or just like we usually do?
We'll do one at a time. We'll just go semi-quickly. Go ahead,
Okay.
Johnny.
Well, then for me, my number 5 comes from H1, and it's a line that just, it epitomizes the series to me that I've always enjoyed. Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. Just the delivery was always I always loved it.
All right.
Tommy, that means you're next.
Okay. My number 5, I think I'm going to be the only one with it on the list, was the H2 ending with Loomis, because I thought it showed Loomis in a pretty badass light. I was surprised when he was still alive after seeing it. So.
Yeah. He's a badass in number 2 altogether. Mine's a completely different part in H2, which is where they're driving out of the town and he's basically being forced to leave And he says to the cop, like, what is it that you guys do, a warning shot? And pulls out his gun, basically, tells them that we're turning around, we're going back. And I thought he was pretty badass at that point, and it was a great line. And actually, I think that scene includes him talking about the Sam Hain festival as well in the car. So,
for me, number 4, my number 4. We have a list from Frank too that we're going to read on air. We'll do that once we finish our number 2s. But my number 4 is from Halloween 4. We have Michael. Why now? You waited 10 years. I knew this day would come. Don't go to Haddonfield. You want another victim? Take me. But leave those people in peace. This is not an impression, by the way. Please, Michael. And then out of nowhere, he's like, God damn you! Raises his gun and shoots at him. This is during the diner, right before the explosion, when Michael's wearing the bandage face. I just love the dialogue, because it literally just starts off with just like, Michael. And it's just like this, like, at that point, like, whoa, wow, it's much different than anything we've seen in 1 and 2. So that's it for me.
All right, my number 4 is a scene from H4. It's Dr. Loomis and the Reverend Jack Sayer in the truck. You know, you're hunting it, ain't you? Yeah, you're hunting it all right, just like me. You know, that apocalypse, end of the world, Armageddon, it always got a face I've been hunting. I mean, it's more a Sayer scene, but just the way Loomis just hears the words and just like, you know, it speaks to me. I don't know why, but it makes my list.
Tommy?
My number 4 came in with what you had for your number 5, Sean. That whole scene with Loomis offering Jamie to Michael, just, going batshit.
What do you got, Kieran, at 4?
You were talking about Halloween 5 with that one?
Yes.
Yeah. That's my number. That's this one as well for me. I like how that scene, like, he traps him with the net and the chain and beats him down and then falls on top of him, and there's always so many times when you think in the first one that, like, their fates are so intertwined, and that's a really good scene that kind of shows that they're two sides of a coin, or they're two opposing forces that will always in that part of the story will always oppose each other, and I like that scene for that reason.
Number 3 for me is The Darkest Eyes. The whole shtick that he has in the original Halloween, it's chilling. It makes you also sort of wonder about Loomis's sanity in it. So The Darkest Eyes for me is number 3. Johnny?
My number 3 is the explosion at the end of H2. You know, that whole sequence, just, it's badass. It's, how do you survive that? All the reasons you guys have said.
Tommy, number 3.
My number 3, and now I'm second guessing myself because these are real close. I put the H4 ending.
Nice. We'll be addressing that here very shortly. Kieran?
I have the H4 part that you guys already talked about with the Take Me. That was actually my number 1 when I started this list. I really love that part. I could watch it over and over again. Yeah, I really like the idea, like, don't go back. And yeah, the kind of, he goes through a few different emotions in that one speech. Like, it's really great piece of acting from Donald Pleasance at that part in the diner in Halloween 4. And for the reasons that you said, he actually did a pretty decent impression, which was odd.
All right. For me, number 2 is this. Those of you that don't know, that is Loomis getting ready to shoot little Jamie Lloyd right in between the eyes when she's standing at the top of the stairs, and Meeker stops him from doing so. But that was like my deal sealing moment where it's like, oh my God, yeah, Loomis is my favorite. I like him more than Michael. I just do. He was going to shoot the little girl right in the head. And that might sound fucked up, but like everything Loomis has seen, think about it. This is literally the same image that's described to him of what happened with Michael in 63. So for him, it would have just been this like shocking, oh no moment. So it's the end of H4 for me at number 2. Johnny?
My number 2 scene is one you already had on your list, and that's, from H1 where Loomis describes how they first met. The whole quote just, I'm just going to run through because it's so awesome. I met him 15 years ago. I was told there was nothing left, no reason, no conscience, no understanding, and even the most rudimentary sense of life or death, of good or evil, right or wrong. I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. Poetry.
It's beautiful. Tommy, what do you got? Penultimate time, man.
My number 2, I brought out the I shot him 6 times.
I shot him 6 times.
I had the scene that Johnny just described in decent fashion. So
nice. Our buddy Matt Whitfield sends in a $10 super chat. Loomis beats Michael with the stick in H5 as his number 5. His number 4 is the gas station scene in H4. His number 3 is the Loomis convo with Karen's mom in H6. Number 2 is No, No, No from H4. And number 1 is Loomis' look when he comes out of the house in H1. Appreciate the list, Matt. It really does mean a lot. And our buddy Frank Riker sends in his list. He says number 5 is Loomis trying to kill Michael in the chain net in part 5. Number 4 is Loomis explaining to Deputy Hunt about Michael at Myers' house in part 2. Number 3 is Loomis confronts Loomis confronts the heartbreak kid Shawn Michaels, the uncut footage you've never seen. Loomis confronts Michael at the gas station, garage, whatever. Part 4, Loomis shoots Michael, but comes after him and Laurie in part 2. And the end of Halloween 4 when he tries to shoot Jamie as his number 1 selection, which is a popular one. So, Kieran, did you get to give your number 2? I'm blanking here.
Yeah, I did. It was what Johnny said. So,
alrighty. My number 1. Let me pull up the quote because I cannot get this wrong. Where are we here? Where is it? Did I seriously not save it? Oh, here we go. 6 bodies, Sheriff! That is what I've seen between here and Ridgemont, a filling station in flames, I tell you! Michael Myers is here in this town! He's here to kill that little girl and anybody that gets in his way! That was a terrible impression. Go ask Dave to impersonate him. Dave could do it much better. But that moment, it's not like, hey, how's it going, man? Look, this is what you got on your case. We got to deal with this. It's just like 6 bodies, Sheriff! He's like Meeker at that point's got to be going, this guy's fucking nuts. Get him out of my police station right now. And, maybe if they would have acted quicker, Meeker's daughter wouldn't have got a shotgun through her vagina. So, things happen. That's my number 1. Johnny?
I mean, I just have 3 things to say to you. Press the button.
Just fucking, I love it.
It's perfect. It's like, it's that moment, like when you see Jamie walk around that corner and that look on his face, he sees it all happening all over again. And just, it's an amazing moment that is awesome in the franchise, yet still fun outside of the franchise. You know, you can use that moment anytime you want to say no. You can use that moment for anything. It's awesome.
Tommy B, number one, man.
So my number one came in not because it's hilarious, not because it's Loomis at his top of crazy, but because I think looking back, it's really a good setup for Michael as a whole for the franchise, what have you. And that's that powerful little speech Loomis gives in H1, you know, met him 15 years ago, told nothing left, so on and so forth. I feel like that's just something you go back. There's a lot of emotion in it, especially for veteran fans of the franchise.
Kieran?
I have in H5 where he visits Jamie Lloyd in her room and just says, like, tell me where Michael is! No, I'm just kidding. That's not it.
But that's hilarious. The nurse is... Oh,
the nurse comes in and he's fucking, like, freaking out, shaking the bed. He's like, fine, tell me, why are you hiding him? No. If anybody has seen me talk about Halloween at all, they know we just hit the button.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was our top 5 Loomis moments list. We had a lot of the same ones on there, which shouldn't be surprising. Donald Pleasance is incredible. Honorable mention to Malcolm McDowell and his I sell the sizzle, not the steak, or I said 2%. Yeah.
Damn it.
He's dead. D-E-A-D. Yeah, so some shout outs to McDowell. He had some fun with it, but he's no Pleasance. Much different Loomis, too. Big thanks to everybody who came out tonight. Appreciate you guys and everything that you do for us and letting us ramble and all that nonsense. Big thanks to our chat mods, Toronto Freddy, Frank Riker, Matt Whitfield, Jade, Tommy B, Kieran, and I guess we should make Johnny a chat mod at some point. But will he tune into anything that he's not on? That remains to be seen. Dean Renner, my boy. The guy that he's my gift partner. We literally go around to a bunch of Halloween groups and look at stupid posts people make and just communicate via gifs, making fun of them. It's our thing. We do it. Dean and I have never had a real conversation one-on-one, and yet we do that. So I like our relationship, Dean. I really appreciate it. It's mutually beneficial to both of us. Dean says, my number one is easily, I shot him 6 times. Loomis has a way or a thing for the number 6. Shot him 6 times. 6 bodies, chef! And all that and much.
It's just such a great letter to say in his voice.
Letter?
Yes.
Number?
Letter.
Wow,
sure.
You're doing good, man. How about those Brussels sprouts? Are they that good? Wow.
There's 6 shots in a 6-shooter, and there was 6 dead people. It wasn't his choice.
No, he's saying he called the number 6 a letter, man. Wow, you just ruined
I get that.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate everything you guys do for us. You can check us out on Facebook, the Fandom Empire Den group. Seriously, go join. We do all sorts of social media activities over there, all things horror, fandom, whatever. Go to Facebook, type in the Fandom Empire Den, and we'll see you guys over there. Instagram's Fandom Empire Now. Twitter is at Fandom Empire Now. And you can always check out the Patreon, which apparently we force people to sign up for and we force you to give us your money, apparently. Patreon.com/Fandom Empire today, because that is, in fact, the way. Tommy B, where can everybody find you at, bro?
Find me hanging around the Fandom Empire Den. Future of Star Wars, future of Halloween, all that good stuff we got over on Facebook. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at TommyB1650.
Johnny, where can everybody find you at?
Oh, I mean, you can find me here, there, and everywhere. Most importantly, you can catch me on Bros Before Pros Gaming this Thursday night for stream. We're going to start at around 10:30, 10:45 Eastern. And at midnight, we will launch MLB 21, the show.
Fun. Kieran, where can everybody find you at, man?
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me in the Fandom Empire Den. You can find me on Instagram. It's Kieran_FE. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Kieran Gogan, I think. And it's also, my name on there is Rick and Morty Fan Show. And you can find me on Rogue Sons of Star Wars podcast. We just did a new episode. That's on, I think, almost every... It's on everything that Anchor FM puts you on. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Horror movie lover who may or may not be a troll, I don't really know, saying, what about the poster rumors? We never said there was poster rumors. Where do people get this?
There's always
I had posters literally on the Facebook post with this. And we already vented about how people, oh, where's the poster? We gotta have our posters. You gotta unveil a poster. I'm gonna die without my poster.
6 times.
Look, I don't know if there's a poster coming this week. I have no idea. Someone posted earlier in the chat. I've heard nothing, and usually I would hear about something like this. So maybe it drops, and it's like, oh, why didn't I hear about it? Maybe that'll happen. However, very, very unlikely. Go to bed. Stop dreaming about posters. There's better things to do with your time. For Tommy,
if you're dreaming about posters, you got a problem.
Hey, do you remember that Return of the Jedi poster? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a completely different.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Leia bikini one. Yeah.
I don't think you were dreaming about the poster, just the contents of the poster.
Dean Renner, fuck the poster. It's a fitting way to end. Good night, everybody.
If we're talking about that Jedi poster, then maybe.
We'll see you next time.